This is the last warning. It is time to start preparing.
I ain't gonna give in now, I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the will. Cause I am just up on the journey, you just know that I'm just going to say.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising, good evening, warriors all over the world. This is my last warning. It is time to prepare. I've showed you the game for over 2 years now. The moment is here. 2022 was the time to collapse, to regulate. Interest rates are going through the roof. The money printing machine has been shut off. Russia invaded Ukraine, cut them off the SWIFT system. Russia linked up with China to create their own digital currency. At the same time, all the central banks are stacking gold. Russia threw shots, the first shots. Biggest bank in Russia went back to an asset-backed currency in a digital currency type of way. We are here. The recession is here. But Alan Greenspan at the end of this whole video that I'm going to do is going to tell you, oh, I think we're heading into a recession. So I'm going to show you how it works. The IMF warned us early. And right after the IMF warned us, all the media follows. Boom, 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 boom. Now we're heading into a climate change narrative. We're heading into a climate change narrative. Whether you believe it or not, I don't know anything about climate change. I'm not a scientist, but what I'll tell you is we're heading into a climate change narrative. Let's dive right in, okay? So we're going to dive into this. So we're going to first watch this video. Now, remember, I put out the video, the IMF warned us, right? America, European Union, and China are heading into a recession at the exact same time. 3 of the world's biggest superpowers financially are heading into a recession at the exact same time. So we're going to watch this video, and we're going to see how succinctly, right after the video, right after IMF, how everything is starting to collapse, okay? So remember, first they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. And 99% of people get fudded out during the process, and that's the time when you get very, very wealthy. You do not get rich in a bull market. You get wealthy in a bear market. Get rich quick is for bear market. If you want to get rich quick, go to the gas station and get a lottery ticket. You'll have a better chance. Go to the casino and gamble. You will have a better chance. You have to get into an intelligent investor mindset. Read the book, Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham. You will understand that this is the greatest time in human history. It's going to look really ugly in the physical world. That's why I teach my warriors mind, heart, brain coherence. That's why I put them through my 120-day challenge to get their shit together, to get the foundation, to understand that wealth is here, wealth is here. And once you understand that, you get non-emotional about your investments. The bear market is your favorite time. So let's watch this video, and I'm going to show you exactly how this plays out.
Well, on this first business day of 2023, there are some dire predictions on where the world economy is going. The International Monetary Fund is warning that up to 1/3 of the global economy is in danger of an outright recession this year. Scott Peterson is following this story for us. So, Scott, what's the overall cause here of this slowdown worry?
Well, these are the 3 leading economies, really. We've got China, the EU, and the US all simultaneously slowing down this year. And this is expected to produce a real ripple effect on the weaker nations, if you will, developing world, as far as potentially 1/3 of all the global economies going into a recession. So this is on the back of worries about what's happening in the EU with rising food prices, rising fuel prices, the ongoing war in Ukraine in particular by Russia, and also what we're seeing is an attempted reopening of the Chinese economy with COVID-19 cases that are surging. So how is this all going to play out? This is what a lot of people are looking at. These are some of the predictions by the IMF as far as what is happening with the world economy. For example, overall, the world is expected to grow at about 2.7%. That's down year over year, less than what it was last year. The US, still the world's largest economy at a growth rate of only 1%. That's a fraction of what it was last year. The EU at 0.5%. That is down from a 3% growth rate just last year. China, 4.4%. That's about 20-year lows for the growth of that economy, sometimes responsible for up to about 30% of world growth. And Canada, not to be left out, just to mention that, 1.5% is our expected growth for this year. That's about half of what it was last year. The IMF managing director made these comments on Face the Nation on CBS yesterday. It's in light with predictions they were making from October as well. But if there's one strong suit here, it's a continued low unemployment here, U.S. and around the world for the most part. That could help us through it. But
okay, the line that he just said, these are all planned out media things. The line that the low unemployment. Think about what he just said and what I'm about to show you, fam. I told you around July last year, I said around Q2, Q3. We're in Q1 right now. Q1 is about announcing the ripple effect of the recession from C word, right? The C word causes a massive shutdown. A bunch of money was printed. A bunch of money was put into the bank accounts of these businesses. There's a bunch of zombie companies. A bunch of people had stimulus checks. People stacked up their savings, had more savings than they've ever had in their life. Strategically, the bank stacked up the savings accounts. They bought a bunch of gold with it, in my opinion. Okay, they get ready. They crush the digital asset space, right? They're going to come in and regulate it. We're going to go through a climate change narrative. There's going to be a bunch of people. So the ripple effect now is we're going to let you know, okay, now they just told you, IMF, okay, 1/3 of world's economy are expected to be in a recession in 2023. And then right after that, ironically, all these announcements come out around layoffs. All these announcements, ironically, right after the IMF on January 2nd, 2023. Pay attention to the dates, okay? IMF, that was 3 days ago. They do that. It's all over the media. And then boom, we come to January 5th. Silvergate raced to cover $8.1 billion in withdrawals during crypto meltdown. So now the crypto meltdown is coming. Crypto's a fraud, flooding everybody out of crypto so they can get Bitcoin prices down, Ethereum prices down. They're going to stack up these assets, and then boom, we're going to go into the Bitcoin halving 2024. We're going to move into a digital asset-based currency and digital asset-based system, a blockchain technology going into 2025, on-demand liquidity, and then you won't even know it as a public. All of a sudden, you'll be operating on cryptocurrency, okay? Because problem, reaction, solution. Whoever creates a problem creates a reaction, you get a solution, okay? So we got Silvergate Capital tanks more than 40% after crypto banks disclosed massive fourth quarter withdrawals. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the fact that the world IMF, announces this. All the media stations talk about the IMF taking the 3 leading economies going into a recession. And then here you go. Lender Genesis laying off 30% of its workforce. Amazon will lay off more than 18,000 people in its workforce. Bed Bath & Beyond is going bankrupt or is warning of bankruptcy. Consolidation Brands shares tumble as higher cost hit beer supply chains. So now they're going to start laying people off. And here's this guy, Alan Greenspan, says U.S. recession is likely. Likely, we're in a recession. My passion is here, family. If you're not preparing for this as the man or head of your household, or the female as the head of your household, you have to start preparing now. Some of you may not have your job in the future. Your jobs are being reskilled towards technology. The Chat GPT coming out at the exact same time as all this is going on is not by chance, guys. Starlink being launched so everybody can have access to internet is not by chance. With companies like Ripple providing financial inclusion to every single person in the world through the liquidity bridge, and everybody getting access to internet through things like Starlink and Chat GPT coming out at the exact same time, we are now in a data world. It is no longer gas and oil. It is now going to be data, information, and attention. Data, information, and attention is the new gold. It is the new oil. I'm going to say it one more time. Data, information, and attention is now the new oil. And some of you have already backed out of your crypto, holdings that are actually true intrinsic value cryptos, because some YouTuber is trying to get you rich quick by telling you that, Bitcoin's going to go here and today. Stop. When it's like, oh, Bitcoin, it's going to go to 5, it's going to go to 10, it's going to go to, I got caught up in that when I first started this wars, and I started to read real books from real investors and follow billionaires and multimillionaires. I don't watch these YouTubers that are going to tell me Bitcoin's going here and this. I don't. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That is the easiest way to get wrecked. Okay. I know this stuff is not exciting, but you should be working to minimize your expenses right now as quick as possible. And don't tell me you can't do that. Stop eating out. Eat at home. Get some rice, get some beans, and just buckle down. Okay. If you have 2 cars and you can go down to 1 and do public transportation, do it. Free up some cash flow. Okay. If you can rent a room out in your house and create some income, do it. Get as much cash as you can. Now, I'm speaking out of 2 sides of my ass right now because cash is trash. I follow Ray Dalio at a heavy level, but cash is not trash right now. Here's why. It's because our investment thesis has changed quite a bit over the last 24 months, right? Because they've changed the game on us really quickly. Cash was trash when asset prices were high. Well, why were asset prices really high? Because the printing machine was turned on full blast. The housing market skyrocketed. When money is free and moving freely and interest rates are very low, asset prices go up. But when the elites see this coming, they pull their cash, therefore collapsing the markets because they can see what's coming. They could see that a recession was coming, so they pulled their money out of these assets, and crypto has such a low market cap that it tumbles the markets. So when the news tells you that crypto is volatile, of course it's volatile. It's $1 trillion market cap compared to a massive $1 trillion market. So if one whale pulls, it moves the whole market. Eventually, when institutions come in, and we have normal adoption of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, you will see 4%, 8% like the stock market. 8% is a freaking stock market fall, free fall. But in crypto, we drop 70, 80% because of the thin market cap. But once this gets normalized, but we're in the middle of that, and you have to become non-emotional, because if you're emotional about your investments, you're always going to get wrecked. If you feel emotional about you should be excited right now that the intrinsic value assets that you're looking at are at a very discount price right now, right? So I'm very excited that I think Ethereum, I'm not financial. I've been dollar cost averaging Ethereum every single week. Things like XR, well, I'm holding XRP. I bought at a very low price. If it drops under my buy-in price, I got XLM, HBAR right now, buying every single week. This is not financial advice. I focus on ISO 20002 tokens, 20,002, whatever you guys want to call it. I focus on intrinsic value investing. I do Warren Buffett style investing in cryptocurrency. Okay. And I'm going to tell you the same things over and over again, because what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And I hope that I can help one person when they're about to make a bad financial decision. I got cryptocurrency. I'm diversified in crypto. Okay, I got business. I'm diversified in business. I own equity in multiple companies across different sectors. I have my leveraged life insurance to secure my wealth in retirement, to guarantee that I have retirement that nobody can touch. I got a little bit of precious metals. I'm going to be transitioning into gold as a store of value due to this volatile market. Okay. And then I'm getting into real estate on the back end of this year. What I mean by that, a single family home. And then I'm going to be building or getting into land and things like that. I need to do that for, number 1, tax benefits. Number 2 is to build a legacy for my family. Okay. So I seek wise counsel before I make decisions. In my academy, I have wise counsel who people are real estate experts. So we'd love to have you part of the Family Warriors. You have to activate now. So again, Get cash, guys. I did this while I was on my mom's couch 3.5 years ago. I finally broke free from the indoctrination. I studied and studied and studied. I could make money, but I kept going broke because I was indoctrinated. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. When I get $1, I need to make that into 2. How do I do that? So I learned how to do that. And I turned 2 into 10 and 10 into 20 and 20 into 30 and 10,000. And, the story goes on, right? But you should be paying off frivolous debt right now, getting into cash, taking that cash and maybe putting it into a speculative asset and just holding it long term, things that you think might be here in the future. Okay. And diversify a little bit. So if one does fall, you have another one to catch you. But intrinsic value companies, real companies, are going to be at very discount prices coming up. And here's what's going to come. Okay. You're hearing now, they're saying, oh, job market is good. Well, no shit. Right now, in this announcement, they were telling you that there was no unlikely a recession. Ground Greenspan's still saying it's unlikely. Likely. I'm like, likely? What do you mean we're in a recession? People can't afford to put gas in their car. People can't even buy protein. Like, get off these people are crazy, man. So you should be getting access to cash, either waiting for the dip, dollar cost averaging, whatever you want your investment strategy to be. Okay. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. So down below, you can join the Warrior Academy, 32warrioracademy.com. It's now 7 days for free. You can get in for free to try it. And it's 100% basically 7 days for free. If you don't like it, okay, you just drop off. We don't have no contracts in our Warrior Academy, but people stay because they love it. Over 5,000 warriors worldwide have gone through our academy. Also, my private coaching program has launched. Click down below. There's only 20 spots. We're going to be interviewing people who qualify because we're going to be filling the spots for the year. Okay, so if you want to interview with me, that's a high ticket, high touch, high accountability. It's been one of the #1 requests. It is now available. Fill out the application. If you qualify, you'll go into discovery call. If you set your discovery call, make sure you show up. Make sure the decision maker's on there. We now have a waiting list for this actual program, but make sure you get on that waiting list, okay? So we launched the first one. We had 300 applications. We have over 60 interviews right now for 20 spots. So if you set an appointment, please make sure you show up, okay? We've had people already not show up for their appointment. There's people waiting to get in this program. And so I'm not coming. That's not from arrogance. That's confidence saying these programs will change your life. If you're ready to dive in and you want to get started right now, go into 32warrioracademy.com. If you're wanting to coach at a higher level, go into the private coaching program. And we launch X Royalty on January 11th, 2023. I'm out. Love you guys. Appreciate you coming from my heart to yours. Let's have a great day. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.